Okay, it wouldn't be animal abuse if somebody found a stray dog and stabbed
Well,
the
if
dog.
he's going to eat it and use every part of the dog, then I don't think that
And you would
counts.
morally approve of that action.
Yeah.
There we go. Would you morally approve of somebody stabbing him, my friend, and eating him, or you would not morally approve of
Another
that?
person?
Another person, yes.
Well, I don't think humans do that. There are
That's
other
not the
animals
question.
that do.
The question is not if humans do that. Would you morally approve of it?
But
That's the
you're
question.
giving me a
Wait, I have
flawed
a question. Are
It's
we animals?
Yes.
but you're
What's true of animals that if it was true of us would make
Dude,
you
I'm a
justify?
fucking vegan.
Valuable questions towards
I'm a fucking
animals.
vegan.
But you okay with stabbing dogs?
Yes, babe.
Oh, okay. Hello, how are you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad you're doing good. What do you guys think about animal abuse?
I don't like it.
It's obviously very bad.
It's bad stuff. Like as an example, let's say like somebody was stabbing a dog right here in front of you guys. You see that action and you say bad.
Yes.
Would you intervene if you could without harming yourself to
Yes.
save the being?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys eat animals?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think that's morally problematic, or you think it's fine? Doesn't matter to kill and eat animals?
I think it can be morally problematic, but if you do it sustainably, then I think it's okay.
You share that view?
Yes. I think that if you are sourcing your meat responsibly, then I don't think that's harmful. But I think it also depends on the animal.
Depends on the animal. Like, what do you mean?
Like, for instance, I wouldn't eat like lion meat or elephant meat.
Dog meat,
No, I would not eat
Or like
dog.
horse
but
meat.
cows, yes.
But, like,
Chickens, pigs,
domestic-
yeah.
Yeah, like farm animals, I do eat, and I think that that's okay as long as they're treated respectfully.
Can you like help me picture a situation where you would be okay with it? Like, how would it be? What would it have to be done for it to get your approval? Or
So,
yours?
for instance,
Because you also said that you were in favor of humane slaughter, when a humane quote unquote.
we buy eggs from the grocery market from the grocery store that are pasture raised.
Could we keep it for now in meats? We could go to eggs later
Okay,
on. But
yeah,
could
so
we
same-
keep it
the
in
same thing.
killing for meat? Let's keep it at that for now.
Sure, same thing with cows, pasture raised.
Grass fed is important, non-GMO, no hormones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a hypothetical question for you guys. Let's say like instead of cows in that situation was humans, we were to switch it and we gave it the same like sort of like quote unquote humane situation. These humans were like an equivalent form of grass fed, and we gave them happy lives, but then we stabbed them or put them in gas chambers or whatever to turn them into meat. Would you guys be like would you morally approve of that action?
No, but I think that humans
I
are
mean, but before we go there, like just yes or no, would you approve of that? Yes or no?
No.
So the question would then be like, what's the morally significant difference between us and animals that justifies to do that to them, but not to us?
That,
The animals that you eat specifically.
humans are sentient beings, and
What do you mean by sentient?
we have a stream of conscience.
Yeah.
And we have
When you use the word sentience, what do you mean?
sentient in the
You're aware of like yourself and that you like have a soul, kind of.
So the scientific definition for sentience is just a capacity for subjective experience. It's just like feeling, it's having consciousness. Like animals also
Right,
suffer. If you
exactly.
punch a dog in the face, it's gonna
Right.
suffer. So they are sentient. So you're looking maybe for another word, maybe sapiens or something like that.
No, I think that I mean. I think.
Or
that
are
I
you
mean-
you're saying that humans have a higher capacity for cognitive abilities or something like that?
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
But do you agree that there's humans, there are marginal cases of humans that have like low amount of cognitive abilities? Let's picture, I don't know, mentally disabled people. You agree people like that exist?
Yeah.
Let's say if we found like a group of people that scientists like measure their sentience or their intelligence or whatever, and they concluded that they have like equivalent levels of like cognitive abilities as the animals that you currently eat, like cows. Would it be then okay to put them in the slaughterhouse and turn them into meat, or would you still be against that?
Definitely makes it like a little tougher, because like if you think about an octopus, for example, like a lot of studies have been done about how smart octopuses are, or octopi. So like that, like I still love octopus. They taste so good, but like I definitely feel a little worse eating an octopus than I would like.
But you
a
still do
steak
it.
or
You still do
something.
it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But would you give your money to a meat industry of humans if they turned out to be mentally disabled and even below octopus, let's say in cognitive abilities? Would you give your money to that industry, or maybe not you personally, but would you morally approve of people doing that?
No,
I
that's
understand what you're
grotesque.
going for.
That
but
actually entails a contradiction there, because when I asked that what's the morally significant difference that justifies that but not to do it to humans.
But you're asking if I would eat another human, and it doesn't matter.
No, not you personally. I like the question is about ethics. Is it ethical to do it? Because I don't know. I wouldn't eat certain things. That doesn't mean it's wrong to not to eat them. Like I don't know. Like do we have preferences?
I just don't think that there's a comparison between a mentally disabled person and a dog. You know, like a human's a human and a cow's a cow.
But
like
the thing
there's
is-
just not.
The thing is that what it would entail a contradiction from what you said, because when I asked like what's
Right. With
so
that
different,
specific argument,
Yeah.
like I do see.
you do see the contradiction.
I do see the contradiction, but I still can't agree that they're comparable.
Sure, I don't know what you mean by comparable. I'm just analogizing when I'm picturing two situations. I want to know because you do have differential attitudes towards the two situations. You morally approve of putting cows into slaughterhouses, but you don't morally approve of putting mentally disabled people into slaughterhouses. So I will ask the question. Like the question is like, what's true of animals that if it was true of humans would make you morally approve to turn humans into sandwiches?
Because you wouldn't feed a cow another cow like that. That's just like.
So it would be a
No
species
animals
distinction
like to
there.
eat their own species. The only
Okay.
species that like willingly does that is like a rat. You know, like.
I see. So, well, the cannibalism was done in the past, and some people still do it, but you're against
like,
it.
If
Very
you go to
few,
like
yeah.
You're against it.
tribe
So
and
let's say because you did mention a trait there that separates us. It's species, right? It's like being able to interbreed with those beings, like right? We're the same species. We're Homo sapiens. We're both Homo sapiens, right?
Yeah.
But let's say if hypothetically we found a group of beings that looked exactly like us, like we're mentally identical to us, and
Well, that's the
in,
same reason
in every
why-
way they look like us, but we weren't able to reproduce with them, so they wouldn't be human according to any definition of humanity. Would you be in favor of slaughtering them for sandwiches?
No, I mean like what you're talking about is like a dolphin, for example. Like you can't hunt dolphins, you can't eat dolphins. They're extremely like intelligent creatures. But like an animal like a cow, they're just not there. Like a chicken, like so it's not really it's not like a 1-to-1 comparison. I get where you're going for.
Sure.
but-
So I'll make the analogy stronger. So let's say they are mentally identical to mentally disabled people that exist right now in human society. Which you agree there are very mentally disabled people, like the people that are super mentally disabled, right?
Yeah, but I think it's offensive to. I think the
Well,
comparison.
I'm against killing anybody, right?
I-
That's what I'm going.
I think also it's just like a part of the food chain for us to eat
But
animals.
before we go there, I'm gonna reply to his specific symmetry breaker, because he mentioned a specific symmetry breaker species. Well, let's say we found a group of like whatever you want to call it, man. They just are not able to reproduce with us. They're not humans. They're not Homo sapiens. Let's call it instead of humans, they're shmumans. Okay, we found them, but we found they're mentally disabled ones. They're no longer of the same species. Would you be in favor of hunting them down and eating them?
Humans?
Shmumans, yeah. So they're like physically identical to us, but they have minds identical to mentally
Speaking
disabled
of the
people.
real world. So dolphins are
So
extremely.
the reason I'm bringing it to hypotheticals is because I'm testing your moral principles, and I'm wondering what is it that's makes it okay to torture and kill animals, and
I don't think anything. It's not okay to torture or kill.
well,
anything.
99% of the so you guys should be already be vegan mostly, because 99% of meat comes from factory farms, which is horrific. It's like hell for animals.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I do feel immoral supporting industries like that. And I think that it's
agree it's
a
morally
personal-
obligatory?
I think it's a personal responsibility to research where you're buying your animal products.
Yeah, same thing with fish. Like, farming fish is awful for the environment. It's awful for the fish. So, like, you have to try to get wild caught, like, everything. And that's why it's so important. Like Christian,
Yeah, I'm against randomly killing sentient beings. Why pay for wild caught fish when you can use something else, a piece of tofu or something? But to keep it to the reason I think hypotheticals are extremely important in ethics is because they test your moral principles. You're saying that what separates us morally from the animals that you eat is that they're not even from our species. But I found you an example where we found these beings that were not of our species. We're identical to us physically, but they have minds. I just want to understand your that specific question. I want to know that information. If you saw that situation, would you say it would be ethical to hunt down mentally disabled schmoomans, or would you say it would be horrific?
And no, because you're like.
But the comparison
No,
is
before you reply, it's an answer to him, for me to him.
But our argument was that we have like a stream of consciousness and developed thought, higher cognitive ability, like we said, and animals have brains that are animalistic,
So the specific
thirst, and they feel hunger, and they feel like attachment to maybe like the herd mentality, but they're not thinking like.
So in the hypothetical that I'm asking him, I am asking him about schmoomans like that. So
you just are looking for a yes or no answer.
I'm exploring his values. I want to understand what follows logically from his values. So if you saw that situation in which we were hunting down schmoomans that were mentally disabled, didn't have a stream of consciousness like she claims animals don't have.
So
not only do they don't have they have low cognitive abilities like the animals you eat. Would you be in favor of hunting down schmoomans that are mentally disabled and eating them? I just want to know if you would be in favor of it or no. That's it.
I don't really understand your analogy, to be honest. Like you're saying they're a human, but they're
not human.
Different.
They're not human. They're a different species. It's a different species. You know Neanderthals?
Yeah.
They're like a separate species of sapient being that existed in this planet.
I mean, no, we don't hunt and eat monkeys. Like.
Well, I'm asking you. Would you morally approve of that action? Yes or no?
Well,
no.
Well, I think.
But it would entail another contradiction. So your view is internally contradictory, which means it can't be true. So my position is being vegan is morally obligatory.
I think you think that that was a good argument, but we're trying to poke holes in it, and you're.
Do you think a logical contradiction is a bad thing?
He made a valid point. It sounds like what you're describing
contradicted
is a
himself.
monkey, and it's not moral to eat monkeys.
Yeah, that would also be another contradiction.
There's certain animals that you're not allowed to hunt and kill for a reason.
Like elephants, they're so smart.
I'm just exploring the logical entailments of his views, and they led to contradictions.
Okay.
And informal logic.
Is that okay?
Next question.
So you're okay with having you're okay with having contradictions in your moral views? That would say that you could justify anything. You could say, it's okay to enslave Latinos because I'm internally contradictory. I don't have to have any moral principles that guide my behavior. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't say anything close to that.
Yeah. So I'm asking about your moral principles. You said that what makes it wrong to kill humans to eat them. Even mentally disabled humans, is that we are from the same species. But I found you hypothetical in which we found beings that are not from our species, but we're identical to the mentally disabled people in our species.
So no, we wouldn't know, because you're saying they're identical. So like, doesn't matter if they're humans.
No, they're not identical. They're not identical. They look like us, but they're not identical.
Then no, we're not hunting them. Like they're, it'd
But
be like a cousin or
do you at least understand how that entails a contradiction?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think vegan. Sure, come in.
Let's see. What are we asking?
Yeah, so are you against animal abuse?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, so if somebody was stabbing a dog in the neck right here, what would you think about that situation? Would it be bad?
Why is he stabbing the dog?
Because he wants steak.
Dogs don't make steak, I don't think.
Let's say that dog makes steak.
So he wants to eat the dog.
Yes.
Is it his dog?
It is a random dog.
A random dog that
Stray
he
dog.
hunted.
Stray dog, yes.
Then I don't think that would necessarily be animal abuse.
Okay, it wouldn't be animal abuse if somebody found a stray dog and stabbed the
If
dog.
he's going to eat it and use every part of the dog, then I don't think that
And you would
counts.
morally approve of that action.
Yeah.
There we go. You don't, right? You don't morally approve of that action.
I think the
I think it's fine. It's fine if you have that view.
I think what the flaw in the argument is that you're saying.
What's the argument? I haven't provided an argument.
Well, I'm just offering a.
I'm asking questions.
I'm just saying my opinion. I'm saying.
But as of now, I've just asked questions. I haven't provided an argument, by the way.
But are you referencing how we treat our food, how we treat our animals? Like currently, like cows.
I
and
think
chickens.
animals deserve a right to life. I don't
They
see a
do.
symmetry breaker between us and animals that
No, there
makes
is no
them
difference.
make them not deserving of rights.
But
But
you're
you
saying,
said you would be in favor of somebody hunting down a dog.
well, would you be upset if a lion went and ate a zebra?
Hell
and
yeah.
ripped it up?
Of course, I would be upset about that.
Well, why are you blaming the lion?
That's just the food chain.
So let me
needs
answer.
to eat.
I don't think because something is natural it is okay. We should aim to improve
I think
things.
If the animals could rise up and eat us, that would only be fair.
So I have a question for you to test your logic, because you said you morally approve of somebody stabbing a dog and eating the dog. Would you morally approve of somebody stabbing him, my friend, and eating him, or you would not morally approve of
Another
that?
person?
Another person, yes.
Well, I don't think humans do that. There are
That's
other
not the
animals
question.
that do.
The question is not if humans do that. Would you morally approve of it?
But
That's the
you're
question.
giving me a
Wait, I have a
flawed
question.
question.
Are we animals?
Yes.
But you're giving me a question where it's almost as if you're
You
trying.
you weren't
to
aware of
be
that?
In a, like you're trying to.
What did you
get
think
me
we
to
were, by the way?
admit that
I'm just
wrong.
curious what
No, wait. But
you're
I'm
religious
talking.
or
Why aren't you
okay.
talking to me?
No, I'm just curious about what you said.
Because she said something.
I
but
can-
I'm
I
in the
can-
middle of
I
talking,
can back
and
to
you're
you.
interrupting. You're not listening, and you're trying to like put
Yeah,
it
we
on
gotta get
us and be like,
focused.
oh.
I can't be curious about what she said.
No, you're asking very direct questions that
I'm-
don't make any sense.
I'm just curious
You're
about what she
asking,
said.
oh, if I stabbed him, would you be upset?
Why are you
Like, yeah.
confrontational to me? I'm just curious about what she
Because you're
said.
giving us
I wanna ask you a
confrontational
question.
questions and being like, oh, well, you're an idiot and you're being immoral. It doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to have this conversation with
By the way,
people,
like I want to
and
talk.
you're ignoring me.
I want to go.
See, you don't want to talk to me anymore because you're getting upset and you don't want to fucking acknowledge it. It's like you're asking a shitty ass question.
What's the shitty question?
You're
Everything.
going, oh, is it okay if I stab this man because I want to eat?
Do you think it's okay, yes or no?
Talk about animal abuse. Let's fucking talk about animal abuse. Let's talk about. How
That's
it's
not what I want to
eat
talk about.
meat.
That's not what I want to
That's
talk about.
what you started
You know,
off
you know
with.
specifically
That's
what.
what you started off
Do you know
with.
specifically what I want to talk about?
Go.
I want
Give
to talk
me
about.
one sentence
Yes,
about what you
yes.
wanna talk about.
It's a specific question. What's true of animals that if it was true of humans would make it okay to stab and eat humans?
If they eat meat, if they go out and they're a fucking meat eater and that's all they can digest in their stomach, I'm gonna.
How
be
does that
upset.
answer my question?
Let her finish.
Thank
That's
you.
answered.
How does that answer my question?
If I watch a lion kill a zebra,
That
I'm
didn't
going-
answer my question, by the way.
Baby, you
okay,
watch show.
I'm done. I'm hungry, and can you? We're going. Get up. I'm done with this. I need to go eat.
You didn't answer my question, by the way.
Bitch, you're just
cheeseburger.
trying, dude.
You dodged my question.
I'm not. You're not letting me answer it.
So it is a trait or set of traits.
No,
If
we're
you want
done,
to
we're
talk,
done.
if you actually cared about animals and you wanted to talk about fucking animal abuse,
then you would
I
talk
would have a
about
conversation
the
with you.
cows.
But you're
What's
trying to
true? What's
say
true of
other-
animals?
Shush, shut up
What's
for
true of
1 second.
animals
Shush.
that if it was
Let
true of
me finish
humans?
one fucking sentence. If you wanted to have a genuine conversation with
I
people, no more words. If you wanted to have one genuine conversation with someone,
She's okay with killing dogs.
oh my god, you can't do it.
She's
You
okay
can't
with
do
killing
it.
dogs.
Oh my god,
Let's fucking go.
dude. You just want to fucking
So
fight.
what's true of animals that if it was true of us would make
Dude, I'm a
justify?
fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan.
Were you okay with stabbing dogs?
Yes, babe.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, and you're okay with stabbing dogs?